Everybody, Matt Gear here for the Geek Pride cast on this Monday evening. With me, as always, we have my co-hosts, Peter A. Elson.
Good evening, everyone.
And Jonjo Cosgrove.
Hello, everybody.
And with us tonight, we have our special guest, Phil Geraghty.
Oi.
Right, Phil, who are you? What do you do? What's your thing?
So my name is Phil, and I am, I guess, the sole representative of the Dark Orb on YouTube. We are a kind of narrative storytelling first role-playing channel, really. We spend a lot of time talking about upcoming Kickstarters. We do actual plays, and every year our community gets together in the heart of the UK for a little micro convention, and that is coming soon.
And when is that? When's the next one?
Orbfest 3 is on October the 4th, Saturday.
So not, very soon.
I have to say, before we get even deep in this conversation, that's a rather awesome hat you're wearing. For our listeners, that are kind of listening to the podcast download, it's a black. Oh, how would you describe the hat, Phil? What is it? Describe it to our listeners.
It is a hat. It is very black. It's a black leather. It's kind of a cowboy hat, but it's not Stetson.
I've got sort of vibes of Pantera from.
I'll take it.
In
all but politics.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
But I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to adjust my contrast a little bit. You can see, so it's actually got kind of laser cut kind of etchings in it, which means it's theoretically vented, which is great because for those of us who don't know what we're going through right now, it must be about 35 degrees Celsius in this room right now.
If we're lucky, it's normally about 40, 45.
Yeah. And if you see like a sheen all over my face, I've literally just finished paint. I got commanded to do some painting because my missus's family's coming over, and I've literally, Pete was like, "You still in the podcast?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll be fine." And I was still painting literally till 5 minutes. I got on here, so I'm covered in paint, covered in sweat. So,
if nothing else, professional.
Yeah. You're not supposed to varnish your face.
So what's the story behind the Dark Orb? What is its beginning?
So, like many of us, my beginnings really were I'd spent lots of years playing role-playing games. In fact, Pete, I know this will be one that's dear to your heart. The first role-playing game I ever played was Vampire the Masquerade.
Nice.
In the early 90s.
No, don't start him.
No, we're not even 5 minutes in and you're talking about Vampire the Masquerade.
Let me tell you why, though. So I grew up in Norfolk, in Norwich, and I wanted to buy Cult. And
it's a very good game.
I wasn't allowed it. The vendor for the games room, basically, I was like 15 or something.
Yeah.
And the vendor was very responsible. And in the UK, of course, it was not recommended for kids. Yeah. In Sweden, I've got it on good authority that they absolutely promoted everyone to buy it because, they trust that kids can understand that, the book is a work of art. But in the UK, nope, not allowed Cult. So Vampire the Masquerade 2nd edition was the next best thing that I could find. And so, picked that up and spent years playing that, and then had a huge hiatus, and then came back to role-playing probably late 2010s.
Okay.
After like a 10-15 year hiatus, and kind of did a crash course on role-playing for a while and got back into it. Spent a lot of time with Doug from Victory Condition Gaming, a great American channel. And we did quite a few shows about Kickstarters that we thought were really cool that were coming up. And I spun out into the Dark Orb. And we've got probably, I would guess, 30 or 40 episodes of just every week looking at what's cool on Kickstarter and shouting stuff out and really promoting the things that we thought were awesome. Just giving back to the community. Did a bunch of things like Dungeon Crawl Classics, and we have a Cult actual play. And after a couple of years, we thought, you know what, COVID's done. Let's actually do something in person. So we did.
Nice.
And that's where we're at now. The main thing that I need to drive home, and this upsets some people and puts a huge smile on others, is that we do have a bit of a moratorium, a bit of a ban on Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. Why for?
Because every game I've ever played of Dungeons and Dragons has been great fun, but I don't think it's great for, if you run it rules as written, and I'm a little bit on the spectrum, I don't think it's great for storytelling. And I also think that there are enough people promoting that game and that system.
Yeah, agreed.
And there's so many amazing other games out there that just need a bit of elevation.
Yeah. Like
I think
we do a D&D. What we've been doing it. Pete was in it originally.
yeah, started in the early to mid 2020, just shortly after the COVID lockdowns.
Yeah. So we've been going nearly 5 years now. I guess we've been sort of going.
No, 5 years.
Oh, it has been.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We started in August. Yeah, so 5 years. Yeah, been going 5 years. Thank God.
Well, interestingly, our 5-year anniversary for the Dark Orb is in October.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. So it's like where they're like level 16, I think, a minute.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I've always had that view that I watch a lot of stuff and I see, and we've had people on here and they're very strict about the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. And I was like, if you go as rules as written, Dungeons and Dragon is a broken game. And you know, you can completely be just ousted by the rules because somebody will rules lawyer you something and just screw everything up. That's why I put the emphasis on homebrew, and the rules of Dungeons and Dragons are very light touch. It's very much a case of they're there, they can be broken. They're just there as a sort of a guideline towards
sort of
things
guide,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, but I agree. I think as because it's like such a bulky thing now. And if you any game, you look at like Warhammer or anything like anything with too many rules becomes cumbersome and easily what's the word? Taken advantage of, I think.
I completely agree, and I'd go a little bit further and to say that there's a lot of desire to homebrew into a different genre. So taking from fantasy, and let's not forget that Dungeons and Dragons starts as a miniatures war game, right? So that's why fighting a single creature can take you 3 hours because you have to, well, you don't have to, but it's suggested that you should micromanage that combat. But I've totally forgotten what I was going to say now, so I'll shut up.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
What D&D does, it does very well. It kind of recreates combat. And I mean, if you look at the early editions of Dungeons and Dragons, it is a combat system.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
some role-playing mechanics increasingly added in to what we get today in the 5e system. Now, I say what it does very well, but I think there are other systems out there that can recreate and role-playing experiences in a much more elegant manner. I mean, for example, I've just been looking at and reviewing the Laundry Files role-playing game, and I love that. It is basically just recreates. If you've ever read the Laundry Files novels by Charles Stross, it is basically a British government agency protecting the Earth from the scum of the multiverse through bureaucracy.
Yes, it's very slow horses, but
exactly that kind. And you could not do that with D&D.
No, but someone will try.
Look, actually,
that
you
was
say
what I was
that.
going to say, by the way.
There's a lot of games that are being released. For example, Symbaroum by 3D Publishing. They released a great version of it. I absolutely think it was great. It really kind of brought in the narrative elements into the rules, like having the darkness, this kind of the corruption. And then they released a 5e version, which was, there is no need for that. For me personally, I can almost understand the commercial need, as in everybody knows 5e, therefore we're going to give you a game that you don't have to learn the rules for.
Yes.
But in doing so, you have taken away an essence of the game that this 5e system does not have. And I think also it's kind of disingenuous on people and players saying, "Oh, you've learned 5e, you can't learn anything else." Well, yes, you can.
Yeah, but I think there's a strong desire. Sorry to interrupt you, Pete. Peter, there's a strong desire by some individuals to not learn anything else, and I think that's where, and I know that's where Free League with Symbaroum we're thinking, if we can get them to try our universe, maybe then they'll try our system that comes with it. And Yenringen made such a great system, and it's very, if you actually play it, it has a really interesting kind of BRP feel to it, because it's essentially a D100 roll under, but divided by 5 for the main stats. I really like Zimbrum. It's one of my favorites. But what I was going to say before my brain failed me in this tropical heat was that I kind of feel like if you have to change the rules of a game so much just to make it playable, for example, completely changing half of what 5e does in order to play this game that you want to play, tell the story you want to tell, then to my kind of autistic brain, I feel like you're playing the wrong game to begin with.
No, I agree.
And that's where I
more,
kind
I
of
can
feel
do
like,
more system.
Yeah.
He's using
well,
the wrong
exactly.
system. Yeah.
But
exactly.
like talking about the I've been sort of thinking this over. There's so many like I was a massive 40k nerd for a long time, since Road Trader, since like the 80s. Like my dad got me the first ever book, the Road Trader book, and I've been on bar like I think I missed second and third edition, but all right, third and fourth edition, came back up fifth, and I was on it for ages, and I just got to the point where the game was just so bulky and so unwieldy, and it was so open to abuse by people who wanted, power gamers and stuff, that it ceased to become enjoyable. And it was a sort of similar when we started doing D&D. There were so many rules and so many things where I would watch things where people were just abusing the rules within the game, that I was just like, okay, I've started this now, and I'm going to carry on, but I'm not going to use all of the rules. I'm just going to use them as a sort of like a facade, or a sort of a guide, but I'm not going to, I've had people who've sort of gone, oh, you can't do that. And it's like, I can, because one, homebrew, and two, I'm the fucking GM. I can do
story.
I can do what
you don't have to play it, but that's what I'm going to run.
Yeah, exactly. But you're right. It's just like simplify, and over time, and this is something like, when I was younger, I say younger, like even, for the last sort of 10 years, I was always like, I like big, complicated games, but I could say that some of the best games I've played have the most simple rules.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's weird because I like really long games.
You want the story.
But yeah, and that simplified, abstracted rules can really add to it. And it's like, it's funny you talk about the story, because like I'm into my sort of historical war games and stuff, and I play a lot of warlord sort of what's it called, black powder and stuff. So it's like Napoleonics and stuff.
Yeah,
and I was very much of that 40k mind of like, it's all about points, and you have a certain amount of points to do this. And a guy, a Spanish fella who I know, came and like, I was like, do you want to play a game? And he's like, yeah. And he came up and he just went, right, so this is the town of such and such in Spain, and this is this, and you're British are coming in here. You got, you're gonna have this force, and I'm gonna have this force, and there was no points, and it was just a case of I need to get that city, and it worked so well, and I didn't have to worry about it, and it was very much a case of we didn't agree on something, we just rolled the dice and we did it, and the story behind it just made it so much, and it really changed my view on things, because that's just like, as much as I don't mind the odd point thing now and again, like I'm a competitive sort of chap, but story driven stuff for me, I just really enjoy. Like I really enjoy. Our D&D campaign is like, it is 90% story driven, with combat being a means to an end. And don't get me wrong, exactly. I throw in war gamey type stuff, because that's what I like now and again, just to change things up. But it's very much a case of, I like the fact that we're telling a story, and I get very upset if that story doesn't sort of kind of progress and stuff. Yeah,
and that's where, when you actually pull those big set battles in, if you're doing it in person and you've got miniatures, or if you're doing it Theatre of the Mind, but it's actually a big event. When your game is, you're telling a story that is punctuated by big battles, as opposed to you're playing a series of big battles that's punctuated by some story every now and then. Yeah. It just means that every time something like that happens, when you have a big fight, it really means something, and everyone can feel the threat and the tension. And I'm a huge fan of role-playing games where every person at the table comes out from that session just a little bit changed, and it doesn't mean that it needs to be everyone's had a TPK, a total party kill. It doesn't mean that you've had massive body horror, but just everyone's come out and gone, well, that was something different. That meant something.
Yeah, that's it. Like one of my sort of, I was talking to like Conrad, one of the fellas who is in our D&D group, and he DMs as well. I said one of my big fears is that I'll give, like, currently I've got the siege going on where they're basically working to sort of prepare for something that's going to happen, and there's going to be, this is like you said, this is going to be this pitch battle, because I don't think the last big battle we had was when Pete died and Pete's character died, and so we haven't, that was a long time, because we haven't had like anything
years.
that's, so it's been a while, so we've got this big thing coming up, and my worry is that I want there to be enough threat for it to be like, oh my god, I need to do something, but not so much threat that it takes the enjoyment out of it. And it's that balance of giving them that sort of sense of like, this is dire, we need to get this sorted, but not so bad that it's just like, dude, what are you doing to us and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, I mean, D&D 5e especially, when you get to level 16, you are pretty much unkillable.
Well, that is the other thing. They're all superheroes.
So I mean, like Phil, I mean, do you have a particular system that you prefer rather than D&D? Is there a kind of system you automatically go towards?
Well, we played Symbaroum a lot, and we played quite a lot of different things. We played a lot of, so the short answer is no single system. We played a lot of D&D. We played the last campaign that we started, although we didn't actually get very far in the campaign, because it turns out that my main home group, we just role play. So you take a booklet that should take 3 or 4 sessions, and it'll take us 6 months, and I'm not exaggerating. It took us 4 months to do the last voyage of the Geraghty, which is a Coriolis book.
I love the Coriolis.
2 sessions. So we were going to do the Coriolis campaign, but we just realized it was going to take too long.
Have you seen there's a new version of Coriolis coming out?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I've got the core book somewhere here.
You've got the core book already, you bastard.
Hang on a second.
And that's rare to hear Pete swear. Oh, can we have that on a loop for later on? You bastard!
You bastard!
Oh, that is pretty.
The art print, and this is the collector's edition. Which I haven't opened yet. It's still in shrink wrap.
Oh wow!
But
that's pretty.
It is rather lovely. But there's a box campaign that comes with it as well, which hasn't been shipped yet.
Oh nice, did you back it on Kickstarter?
I did.
Right, yeah.
So, Free League's one of those. Well, the Year Zero engine is a system that on paper I should absolutely adore, but I actually have some problems with it because it just feels so unbalanced. Like, you're chucking 9 dice and you still feel like you never succeed unless you push the roll, and I feel that, I mean, it's a lot of fun, but we kind of got bored of always feeling like every single dice roll was against you, to the point where as the GM, I actually felt more disinclined to ask for a die roll, because I actually want my players to have some agency. And you can give agency, obviously, by saying, okay, well, that failed, your roll failed, so the thing you want to do worked, but, the
yes, but technique.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're playing with at the moment a lot is Cypher System.
I know that one. Who's that by?
Monty Cook.
Yes, thank you.
And they're about to launch a new version, but basically it's really nice because as a GM, you set a challenge, and you have an idea of how difficult that challenge is for anyone. You're going to climb over a wall that's a bit too high. That's going to actually be difficult for everyone. So you say, okay, that's going to be a difficulty 4, which is, kind of, I can't remember the exact word for it, but relatively difficult, relatively challenging. And then that number is multiplied by 3, and that becomes your target number on a D20. And then your character sheet and your abilities, your skills, and your things that you have on you, like your assets, can then modify that difficulty number before anything else is decided. So you can say, well, I'm actually skilled at climbing. I spent some time in the circus. Okay, that difficulty 4 is made easier, so it's now difficulty 3. I've got a grappling hook. Okay, now it's a difficulty 2. So suddenly, instead of rolling for a 12, you're rolling for a 6. But those are all done before you then work out what the target number is.
Right.
And it's very much player weighted. So you have to pick the right story for it, or adjust it according to the tension that you want at the table. but it's so quick. And
Yeah.
that's what I love. Having played things like Savage Worlds, which on paper look really super easy, and then you play it and suddenly your brain explodes. Um, yeah.
I keep going back to the storyteller system because it is just
Yes.
dots. It's just like, well, it's got difficulty X and I roll this amount of dice based on dexterity and what have you. And it's just simplicity. That means you want a system that is simple, elegant,
Exactly.
but has depth. And getting that kind of philosopher's stone of system design is a challenge for everyone.
And I haven't played Vampire. I said to you earlier, I've not played Vampire now since, probably about 2004, 2005, basically before I moved away from the town that I grew up in. And that was Dark Ages, which I loved. But I do have what was at the time the new edition of Vampire, which,
Revised.
fifth edition or whatever it is, which is still in shrink wrap.
It's well worth it. I mean, I was speaking to.
I bought that new, basically at launch, and I still haven't opened it.
Oh, it's well worth it. I mean, there are some people that don't like it because it's different. It's kind of they rebooted it without saying they rebooted it. I mean, that's kind of caused a bit of disagreements. But it's a really neat feeding mechanic system. It's a really fun game. It returns it back to the street level of like the first edition. And again, people didn't like that retconning of certain elements, which was it's their game. They do what you want with it.
There's also so much lore that you kind of have to give people an opportunity to start from scratch.
Exactly. And you kind of have 30 years of lore. And that's how much there is. I mean, it released in 91 initially. So it's got 30 years of lore. And it's like, you can't. No, there's like, have you seen how many source books there are and the clan novels and it's just, no, don't bother. Just play the game you want.
Exactly.
Have any of you other played the Song of Ice and Fire tabletop role-playing, RPG game, the one by Green Ronin? See, I've got it, and I've had it for years, and I've got all the books for it, I've got everything for it, and I've been meaning to sort of kind of play. I wanted to try it out and stuff. I've not met anybody who's played it yet.
Is that based on the age system?
It's a D6 sort of. Oh, it does have age. So they do have age. It's been a while since I've read through it and stuff, but yes, you're right. It does have an age system on it. I just kind of thought because you've got to build a house. And you've got to have sort of people who act within the house, and age again is a thing. And I think apparently you're more likely to get injured and killed in this than you would in other RPGs and stuff.
Yeah, so, it's not heroic fantasy, is it? It is more kind of like grim, dark, realistic
politics.
Yeah, so
exactly.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking of like after the D&D, if it ever ends, I might have a go at that and stuff, but I'm not sure. So I'm just I thought I was just ask if anybody played.
No, so. My biggest shelf of shame. I've got everything. I should really do anything about it. Do something about it. I've got two. One is Shadows of Esteren.
All right.
Which is beautiful, but it's just so hard to read. But the main one, which is right here, for those who are looking on the camera, on the video, but I've got all of the books of the Genesis, which
by not Final Fantasy.
No,
Fantasy Flight Games.
No. No, not Genesis. It's D-Genesis, which is
D-Genesis. Sorry,
by Six More Vodka.
Okay,
and it's like a post-apocalyptic magic thing. Basically, the entire world is a slightly different world, but it's effectively Earth in the near future has been hit by an asteroid or meteorite, and that brings with it certain kind of weird corruptions, and it's basically how to rebuild a society and a world after that. And again, it's another one of these settings where there's so much lore that there is a huge commitment required by the GM. And honestly, these days it's really hard, and I'm sure that everyone listening and all of you guys have experienced this to one point or another. It's really hard to commit as a GM when, honestly, post-COVID, now that everyone is back in the real world, getting someone to commit to a game, a new game, especially one they don't know, for potentially 5 years, it's a bit hard.
I think also there's an element of when you need to do homework to understand the game before you can play, that is a massive hurdle, especially post-COVID. I'm kind of more drifting towards games that kind of they sell a theme or an atmosphere rather than the lore.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mean, like, there is 10 books in the Laundry File series. But to play the role-play game, you don't need to read it. You basically, you understand what it's like to be, work for a government agency.
Yeah.
The bureaucracy, the micromanagement, and how to be compliant with like ISO 9001 British standards. So, yeah, you understand all that. Yeah. And you also deal with Cthulhu. You got that right. Go for it. That's all you need to know.
But make sure that you go through it within the quality management system.
Yeah, and make sure you got the clearance to use that word, otherwise you're eaten.
I find Call of Cthulhu quite easy to sort of get into. Like I am very because I'm AUDHD, so I'm very sort of like I like things, and you will not deviate from said things very often because change is bad, and I don't like change, and I have to be I'm very much somebody who, if I'm kicked into a different place and I'm like, oh, actually, I don't mind this, so I got forced to play Call of Cthulhu, and I loved it. And I was still like, I'd never played it before. It was completely out of my comfort zone. No combat, no sort of. It was literally just a case of don't understand too much or you're going to go mad. And it was all about sort of your character and stuff. And I loved it. And it was.
I
didn't know much about it. I would like, yeah.
Well, here's a question, and for you, Phil, as well, especially is Call of Cthulhu works because you, as your character, don't know what's going on. So even if you as a player don't know what's going on, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And two, we all know Cthulhu and Lovecraft. It has been baked into our culture, especially since it's kind of entered public realm.
Yeah.
And that means even though we never knowingly read Cthulhu, there's been a lot of works that have been inspired by, derived from Cthulhu. So we have got an innate understanding of the stories and how they work.
True. Yeah. Like again, I could just like I knew who Cthulhu was. You obviously I think pretty much everybody knows Cthulhu. But I just Ben Fee, he ran for us many moons ago. And it was just a case of, right, you're an ex-soldier, you're like 50 years old now, you got a dicky sort of heart, and you're this, that, and he basically gave us these characters. No, we were allowed to sort of kind of flesh out who we wanted to be, and he just kind of ran with it. And I didn't really know what was going on, but it didn't matter. I just sort of enjoyed sort of kind of role playing my character and getting to that end. And it didn't end well for me. Like I didn't win.
You do not win in Cthulhu.
My character went mad, and and it was fun because the guy who and it's hilarious because the guy who was just being dog shit the entire way through the game came up clutch at the end because he went mad, and his thing was that it was all about self-preservation, and he just didn't care about as long as he survived. And at the very end, we were all doing the summoning thing. We were meant to sort of like I went mad and ran off somewhere. So the other guy was just about to go, and there was one guy left in the I think it was either Sam. I think it might have been me. But anyway, he basically had to sort of stay in the circle and keep the ritual going. And he was like, right, you're mad now. You don't care. You're all about self-preservation. You're going to leg it. I said, am I though? Because I know if I leg it, this thing's going to come through and kill everybody. So would I stay here? As much as it is helping these other people out, it is also helping my self-preservation. And therefore, the DM, Ben, let him do it. And so he basically kept this thing at bay and not won the game, but sort of kind of stopped it from coming through and stuff. And I loved that whole thing. It was just sort of, it was a really epic moment, and it was just sort of really good. But like my character was just like, you're mad, and he gave this little story about because you're from the aristocracy, it was sort of swept under the carpet and everything, and I loved it. I thought it was really good.
I actually haven't played Call of Cthulhu enough. I've played it probably 3 or 4 times at this point, and 50% of the time it was great, and then the other couple of times other members of the group were D&D specific players,
Right.
and I kid you not, one of them said, I 100% know that the keeper wants me as and us to do X, wants us to follow this narratively, but I'm a perpetual D&D DM, and therefore I'm going to do what my players always do because I want to mess with the keeper and just mess with the story. And pulled out a pistol and started shooting at a completely non-offensive NPC that was actually there to, kind of create a story. And the keeper was relatively new and was running from the starter set, and it just destroyed the
People like the worst.
At that point, you just stop the game and say, please, don't do that.
Yeah.
If you're going to keep doing that, just leave.
Well, they were friends, so it was just like.
I think even
I think
there is a certain point, like there is a responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not playing for you. Like that's the one thing that annoys me. I've been in a game where, in the defense, the guy was leaving, so he went out pretty much with a bang. But it was sort of anyway. So it's all right. He was going to go, but when you're playing something, you're not playing just for you. It's the entire party, and the amount of horror stories. And like, there's a YouTube channel where people sort of kind of tell these stories and stuff. But it's like, it's people who are trying to win D&D or trying to win these things, and it's like it's not about that. It should never be about that. As much as there's these rules, if you're rules lawyering and if you're trying to play to the rules, you're playing it wrong. And that's a hill I will die on.
I think this is symptomatic of D&D, which is a combat system.
Yeah.
And therefore, you're winning by defeating the monsters. And you get, I think, especially in the early editions where you got XP for killing the monsters, it then became a goal.
Yeah, I moved away from
the
that.
monsters.
Yeah, I moved away from that. I went into milestones because I was like, I think,
to be honest, D&D as a whole has migrated now to milestones. I might be wrong. I think that they might have still included XP elements into it, but typically it is a milestone. I mean, I run my games as milestones. I do know Vampire the Masquerade still retains experience points, but you do not get it for killing monsters. You do not get it for kind of like screwing over people. You get it for role play, taking part, conversation, doing something your character would do in a danger situation that they could die.
Well, there's a thing, like, I think is it Brennan Lee Mulligan who was talking on a podcast, and he was going on about like wizards, using combat to sort of increase their abilities. Like, why would they do that? Surely a wizard's going to be learning things in a library and doing stuff like that, not killing boars in a forest and stuff. And it's like, milestone I think is way better because it takes the edge off. I have to kill X amount. It's this for me. It's pretty much a case of you go through a lot of story at the end, and I pretty much go at the end of the story arc. You can get a level, and that's pretty much it. And we sort of so they've got something to aim for, and then everybody's in the same place. But there's not a case of I need to kill X amount of things, or I'm not going to level up.
Exactly. I mean, just to see kind of like if you by level 5, a wizard can cast Fireball and wipe out entire villages and claim their XP. Why isn't wizards going around and vaping wizards in the Faerun countryside and coming back as a 12th level archmage? Because it's dumb. That's why.
What do you think, Jonjo? Because you don't.
This is the thing. I was just thinking, and I mean, obviously, I'm not the tabletop person. I've not really done Dungeons and Dragons or anything like that.
We're going to get you to play a game, man.
But
I was thinking.
But do you know what? Do you know what though? The thing that got me was when you were saying, "Oh, a wizard would be in the library, not out in the action." I'd love that. Like, you got a group of friends. You're all out killing this monster. They go, "Oh, where's Matt? Oh, he's reading up herbology in the library." It's like, so hang on. So we're tackling this monster. He's miles away. Yep, that's all right. You can fight with Matt at me, guys. You're fine.
In Cyberpunk 2020, they actually have it where there's the Netrunner, who is the kind of the hacker of the group, and he doesn't leave his house because he just kind of goes on the internet, hacks a building, and basically piggybacks the players. And he never leaves because he doesn't have to. He's in the net. Now, in the later versions of the game, Cyberpunk Red, they're now kind of had basically a global internet crash, and there's now kind of different regions of the internet. So you can't stay in one room and go to somewhere else. You have to kind of travel to that place and then log into the local internet.
Okay.
But yeah, but what you're saying is that, yeah, it happened. People can do that. And yeah, that is how they play.
Yeah, I mean that sounds a bit different. I'm thinking that if you're playing something like Dungeons and Dragons, or you've got characters where you've got your mix of characters and you've got a wizard. I don't want the wizard to be out of the action. I want him to actually be there. It's like, yeah. No, sorry guys, I'm still studying.
It's more
I've got
about
to pass my test next week, so I can't join in time.
Do you know what though? I mean, it's exactly the right place for Harry Potter, because he's at school and he is the most useless wizard out there. I don't care what anyone says. All he does is
7 years of education. He fucked it all up.
He just fails constantly. All he does is go, "Oh no, everything's a bit hard," and then all of his friends have to come and fix it all for him. It's like Harry Potter, worst wizard.
Yeah. Don't talk to me about Harry Potter.
I mean, I haven't read them, but the films are enough.
me either. I sort of I was forced to watch some of the films, and I'm just like,
sorry if you're lost.
And especially with J.K. Rowling now.
Yeah, I was going to say we don't mention.
That being said, there is a picture of me dressed up as, because my ex had a daughter, and we went to Florida, and I dressed up as Harry Potter when we went. I
thought you were going to say you dressed up as J.K. Rowling for a second.
That'd be Halloween.
Yeah.
So anyway, Phil, tell us about the Dark Orb.
What would you like to know?
Everything.
What does it? What do you do? What's the games? Where is it?
Yeah, so it has been really sporadic lately, to be fair. Originally we were doing episodes every week, every Friday, Kickstart Your Weekend, where we were talking about Kickstarters, and then probably an actual play every couple of months. There's been a bit of a hiatus. There's been a lot of kind of personal stuff that's happened, and we're just kind of get back into it now. The most recent thing that we did, we had an interview with Adam Holloway from Parable Games about the new Shiver corporate. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, so just getting back into that now with the intention we're going to get some more actual plays going on, and more interviews with creators. And it's been a lot of fun. The main thing is that, as I said before, we really try to focus on independent stuff. So we do shill a little bit for Free League, we do shill a little bit for Monty Cook, but when you actually look at the size of those companies, they're still very small.
Yeah.
I mean, the Free League office that I've been to is it's literally just probably, I don't know, 20 meters by 10 meters and a kettle. It's like 5 people in a room most of the time. So they're still independent companies, even if they don't feel like it. And then Orbfest, which is a lot of fun. We literally have we set up in a pub. So this year, first year we were at Bunkers Hill in Nottingham, and last year and this year we're going to be at the old Salutation Inn.
Oh, nice.
And we just have games running in the morning, games running in the afternoon, hour for lunch, and a raffle. So everyone who comes along gets a strip of raffle tickets, but you can buy more, and any proceeds, of which there is a small amount, just basically goes to the running costs of the channel, because when you have a small channel like we do, there's no monetization, and it's just an
here's something for you. Like the Vampire LARP, As Night Falls, that's going to be running the week after.
Yeah.
You can have a free ticket for the raffle.
Nice, thank you.
Yep, free ticket, free entry, basically free food, and yeah.
That would be amazing. Thank you very much.
There you go.
And some of the other things that we've got on the raffle, because we don't do it by halves. This is where all my personal money goes. Yeah. So I've got some of the things right next to me to jog my memory. It's about half of the prizes that we've got so far. Hell Knight by Gabriel Quiroga. Rune Cairn, which is a Viking version of the Cairn role-playing game, solo role-playing game. A signed collector's edition of The One Ring, signed by Thomas Herenstam of Free League. A signed X-Crawl Classics role-playing game, the collector's edition, signed by Brendan LaSalle from Goodman Games and Brett Brooks. So Brendan's the author of X-Crawl Classics. Brett Brooks was the creator of the original version of X-Crawl, which is amazing. If any of you ever played Smash TV when you were younger,
yes,
basically that. So you are Much like in Dungeon Crawl Classics, it's like you're an adventuring party. In this, you're a sports team, and you are basically you are sponsored, and you go through arenas that have been set up, and basically you're trying to win the crowd over and kill all the monsters.
Nice.
The Shiver blockbuster starter set. What else do we have? Dragonbane signed.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I
basically,
do like Dragonbane actually.
I still haven't played it, which is shameful.
It's
I've got it
quite
right here.
fun. It's a lot. It's quite fun,
Mm,
and I think that's missing a lot of games right now.
it really is.
That's
Yeah,
That's a hell of a lot of stuff you've got there for prizes.
bearing in mind that we're going to have like 30 to 35 people there. Basically, what we find is that pretty much 50% of the people who come to Orbfest end up walking away with something amazing.
I love that, man. I play Song of Ice and Fire tabletop miniatures game. And there's a place in Leeds called Leotis, and the fella there, he has the best prize support for a tournament ever, like to the point where I've been 3 times, and you pay like 30 quid, I think, 30 quid, and you come back. Everybody comes back with at least a unit box, and other stuff as well. You're getting well more than you paid to get in, and it's just like you just feel good. It doesn't matter if you lose because everybody gets something and stuff, and it's just like
also there's something to be said for the smaller local convention. UK Games Expo is huge and it's great and it's fun, but it loses that kind of community element that the smaller cons have.
Yeah, and I am really worried about. I love Dragon Meat in the UK, but I'm kind of concerned to an extent with this new venue that they're going to, that it will lose some of that as well. And obviously, it's
whereabouts
a very,
is it? Whereabouts is it being held?
London.
It's going to the Excel.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, it's going to the Excel from the Novotel. So, I mean, the people who run Dragon Meat, John Dodd, amazing.
He's been on the podcast, John Dodd, hasn't he?
He's such an amazing sweetheart, and I love him to bits. But he's right to grow it. Dragon Meat is bigger than it ever has been.
Yeah,
but it's going to be interesting to see what the.
Does John Dodd have anything to do with UK Games? I used to be part of the UK Games.
Yes,
used to be.
Yeah, so he used to run all of the role playing stuff. So the organized play stuff. But he has, I believe, finally stepped back, because this year at UK Games Expo was the first time I saw him smiling, because he was actually allowed to enjoy it as a punter, which was amazing.
Right. Yeah.
Not literally the first time, but
John Dodd is a lovely guy, but it's very rare to see him smile. He's kind of got the. No, they kind of.
I think
about to explode because everything is stressful.
I think I got that impression when we talked. It was a fair bit ago, to be fair, but I got that impression that it was just like pure stress. So I like the size of it. Like that brings me on. You were obviously at the most recent UK Games Expo. How did you feel about it, size wise, and how it was?
It's difficult because it has, again, it's grown enormously, and what we try and do every year is we try and go to every table, every single retail table, and usually, or up until the last couple of years, you could do that in probably a half day. But we're finding now it's taking at least a day just to see every table.
We struggled. Pete, myself and Pete went for the Saturday, and we had it like. Granted, we were there for what, 11? Was it, Pete? Probably.
Well, we're to 11, and we have got a fairly robust system from like years of experience of doing this, where we start at one end and go up and down, all the way through, see everyone, talk to people, and before we could like grab a few words with people, say hello to people, and just kind of chat, take one, make notes. Oh, I want that. That looks interesting. We could do that in a day, and then have time afterwards for the podcast. Not this time.
I felt completely over. Like, don't get me. I love UK Games Expo. Like, and in a way, as much as it growing it can only be a good thing because there's going to be a lot more there. But it was just like I felt completely overwhelmed by it this year. Like, I just didn't know. We got to a point where we missed out. There was loads of people who I knew were there, and we didn't see them. Like we just didn't see them at all.
Same.
So we were just like, we got there, we did Pete's thing, and then we did our sort of normal back and forth to sort of make, basically do our recce, and then we'd come back and do what we needed to do. But we didn't, by the time we'd finished doing our recce, the game, the day was nearly over, and we had to do the podcast, and it was just like, shit, okay. And I was gutted because I couldn't come for a second day, and it was just sort of, just way too big.
Yeah, I think realistic, given the size of it now, it's a 2-day job, and that is not even looking at what's happening in the hotel, the Viking area, everything else. This was just the stands and the traders and the stalls.
Yeah, the only way that we found to really do it justice is, and we did this for years, although we've scaled back on it now, is to treat it as the vacation budget. So the holiday budget will go on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Do a lot of our social on a Thursday evening, at least the social with people who are exhibitors there.
Yeah.
And then Friday, maybe do a bit of gaming, but try and actually get all that retail stuff done on the Friday when most people are actually working.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to do some gaming, it's probably going to be on the Sunday because, it takes now a day and a half, 2 days just to give every trader fair time. And if you're going to bump into someone for half an hour, that completely ruins the flow.
I was taking part in this D&D game show, so immediately that was like an hour and a half of my time gone. So it was just like, and it was great to do it.
Yeah.
But I was kind of thinking to myself, we need to get going. Let's start looking around.
Yeah. And it now really depletes my social battery. So whereas before I found it was quite fun, and I do enjoy it. Now it feels like work, and I'm not employed in the role-playing space. This is I would say it's a side hustle, but it's a very much a loss-making side hustle.
Yeah.
Because the amount of money that all of us spend on role-playing games, and unless you're very, very lucky, is going to be incredibly...
It's a passion project.
Absolutely. But, seeing everything that's there is no longer fun. It's interesting, but I don't think it's... I don't have the adrenaline buzz that I used to. And Dragon Meet, I still do.
Yeah.
So
I've never done Dragon Meet yet. I'm going there is it November and last week in November?
Last week in November, first week in December. It's November because in December I'm going to a music thing. So yes, it's November.
Yeah, so it's my first time I'm going to in November, but it's I keep meaning to go, but again, it's a long time. Being in London was just a pain for me, even though I'd live in Derby, which is like literally just
it should be fine, shouldn't it? It should be really easy, but who trusts East Midlands Railway right now?
Is East Midlands Railway, and also the cost of getting there with East Midlands Railway.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's presuming that they don't decide to do, bus replacements and all that other jazz. So again, we would drive down, and we used to live only an hour or so out of London, so it was much easier for us. We'd literally just drive down. We'd park there, which would be expensive, but still worth it, and stay one night, or sometimes 2 nights. But these days, with everyone experiencing the challenges with the cost of living, we're doing everything on a shoestring, and that changes everything. Because like you, I mean, we're in Nottingham.
Yeah,
it's still 2 hours plus if you drive it, maybe 3, depending on how lucky you are. And the Excel is of course a different location, so it'll be slightly easier. But
can you excuse me for 1 minute? I have a little girl to shout at because she's screaming upstairs. Bear with me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
and also you're organising October.
Oktoberfest is good fun.
Yeah, and now why the Yield Salutation Inn? I mean, I know it very well. It has run some very excellent golf clubs, rock nights, and golf nights, and is like one of my happy places.
Exactly that. So
I was just about to say that sounded like that answered the question.
Yeah. I mean, let me say, I started off role-playing Vampire the Masquerade, and when I wasn't doing that, I was going to industrial clubs. But basically, the original idea was that the brand is the Dark Orb, and the theme of that has always been around the kind of heavy metal aesthetic. So the logo is, for those of you who
very black metal
can't see the t-shirt that I'm wearing, is basically it's a corrupted world tree being held up by the hands of a sorceress. And so when we were thinking we want to get together and do something, the first thing that sprung to my mind was Oktoberfest. and Orbtoberfest came from that.
Mm.
Oktoberfest is in October around Halloween, and we mostly showcase dark fantasy and the kind of horror gaming, but I mean, we don't force that, but that's the general theme of
Yeah.
the channel. And we thought, well, if we're going to do something that's got a vague homage to Oktoberfest, then really it needs to be in a pub, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we started at Bunkers Hill, which is an amazing free house in Nottingham. Actually, it's not a free house.
Big house.
A pub in Nottingham that has a lot of craft beers.
Oh, nice.
And that was great. But there was a vocal minority that really wanted hot drinks and wanted to be a little bit closer to the centre of town. And so we just looked for another venue that was going to meet all the criteria of having great drinks, having a kind of good atmosphere, having a decent enough space, which of course, for those of you who don't know, the Old Sow really does. Upstairs, it's deceptively large, has air conditioning system, which is brilliant. Unlike Bunkers, which was very hot and sticky.
Yeah, I've been to one of my pet peeves, again, it's the ADHD thing, is I really I hate stank, nerd stank. And I've been like, there used to be thing, the old, what's it called? Traveling Man, not Traveling Man. What's it?
Traveling Man shops.
No, it wasn't the what was it?
Okay.
What's it called?
Retreat.
There's not. Fuck, what's it called? There was one in Manchester, and they basically moved because the place that they were in originally, if you walked in there, it was just. It is fucking
overwhelming.
It was overwhelmingly bad, and it was just like, and I hate it, man. And it's just like how people can sit in that and just sort of like be happy enough. So like air condition is very important. Or deodorant.
How many tables can you fit up there realistically?
Realistically, we can get 6 tables. So,
okay.
We had, how many do we have? I think we had 1, 2. Yeah, we had 5 or 6. We started off with 5, and then we had to cram another one in.
Yeah.
So and we've got, at the moment, we've got 10 games booked. We are still calling for GMs. So
okay.
If someone would like to come and run a game, tickets for Oktoberfest this year are £15, and that includes 2 games. Obviously, if you're running a game, you don't pay for that game, so it then comes down to £7.
So you kind of got it's £15 for one session. And then
for the day. £15 for the day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because this is a community thing. So £15 for the day gets you a raffle strip, gets you your 2 games. If you want to contribute more, that's great. That goes to Phil needs to actually cover his costs fund. And the idea is next year, if we've got anything left from this year, then that will go to Mind. But that hasn't happened this year. Mostly because that money goes on things like the raffle prizes, and we kind of want everyone to have a good chance of winning something. So we've got this year we've got Monster of the Week, Wherein, Aegean, Dungeon Crawl Classics, Punk is Dead, Cogs, Cakes and Sword Sticks by Lynn Harding. A bunch of different stuff. It's Transformers.
I like the sound of Punk is Dead.
Punk is Dead is amazing. I've not had a chance to play it yet. The guy who's running it is a fantastic GM. Another guy called Phil. So,
am I correct in thinking that the Old Salutation has a basement as well? Like in the caverns are basements.
It's got caves. Yeah, we tried last year. We actually had games planned for down there, and we got one session in of Wherein was played down in the caves.
Oh, nice!
But the lighting was really bad, and unfortunately, the venue had double booked with the ghost tours, so the afternoon session had to come upstairs. But yes, they've got caves downstairs. Completely not accessibility friendly, which is a real pity.
Yeah.
But they are.
I think that's the same for the entire of the Yield Salutation. Because there's so many. It's Nottingham in general. It's just like not just friendly because there's so many stairs, steps, and what have you. But I mean, to run a game in a cavern would be amazing.
I've got this plan in the back of my brain that at some point I'm going to run like Cult. Divinity Lost or something down there, and we'll just do it. And I don't think it will necessarily be something that we could easily record, but it might be just something that we do of a day at some point.
Well, I assume they don't have plugs down there, sockets down there.
There's one extension socket that I've seen, so it does exist.
Yeah, I suppose what you could do is literally have like a extension socket come from down, like a decent sized one come from the upstairs. That gives you another 4 plugs.
Yeah, it's doable. I think if you were doing it as a podcast, it would be doable, but I'm not entirely sure that. I'm not sure that I would be able to produce it very well, personally.
Yeah, I think that to get the production quality down to what you want it to be, that requires a certain level of skill.
Yeah, I don't have that. I'm a career generalist, so I know lots and lots of things to just enough level to sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I'm the same. It's very much a jack of all trades, master in none.
Exactly.
Yeah, to be fair, though, I mean, it's the cost of getting an AV tech on board.
Yeah,
is reasonable. Now, if you could sell it to the people behind Cult, say, "Hi, we want to do an actual play of Cult in a cavern."
Yeah, exactly.
And they say, "We just need X, Y, and Z to cover our costs. Would you like to support us in this?" And that might go, yeah,
true.
So,
that's true.
Now, Phil, on a completely random note, just because it's been staring at me this entire time, right? You've got Optimus Prime in the background there. Is that
Lego Optimus Prime?
Yeah. Is that Starcom? Is that a Starcom thing at the top?
No, that's a great question. No, this is also Optimus Prime.
What?
Yeah. I will see if I can reach it without unplugging everything. Hang on.
Yeah.
So, for the benefit of those who are listening but not watching, what I'm holding up is a white lunar lander. It's the Toyota lunar lander.
Yeah.
And it is a Japanese Optimus Prime that turns into the proposed concept lunar lander from Toyota. So, I would transform it, but it would just sound really annoying for everyone. But you can kind of see the legs underneath there.
nice.
Hey.
It's just do you remember Starcom at all? Like this sort of.
I loved Starcom.
Yeah. I saw the 3. I was like, is that Starcom? Because I love Starcom as well.
I wish.
Do you know what, as well? Because looking in the background, I can just see that Batmobile as well, and that just looks glorious.
Lego Batmobile.
Yeah.
And I've got the Lego Batwing as well, which has it's boxed. I got it for my birthday on the year that it was released, and I want to say that was like 2021 or something like that.
It probably was, yeah.
And we were might have been 22, but basically I didn't build it because I had it in the back of my mind that we were going to be moving house. Then we put it into storage. Then the house move was delayed by a year almost, 6 months certainly. And then we moved, and we've been in this house for 3 years now. And it's been at just by my desk for 3 years.
I was just gonna say, I got about 6 months ago, I got a Lego Gotham based on the animated series.
Yes.
And
amazing.
And I had a week off work, and that was just on my table.
Is that the wall one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
It's in the other room at the moment, and it is annoying my girlfriend because where I was going to put it up on the wall, I've not managed to put the spot yet. So it's currently sitting on the chest of drawers in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And I've basically been told, "You're not leaving that there, are you?" And no, of course not. I mean, it's been there for about 3 weeks already, but But it was one of the things that I really wanted it. And during a week off work, I just had it on the table. I kept going back to it every now and again. And it's almost addictive, Lego, because you're like, I'll just do this little piece. I'll
it's
open
meditative.
It's weird how much value Lego still holds as well, because I've I love Lego, but I've sold a lot because I needed the money. And I had I on a whim, impulsive ADHD thing, more so because some kid was giving me sass and I bought the Lego Death Star. I was at Lego. I was
Nice.
no, this was many years.
I'd love it if you just bought that just because you wanted to wind the kid up. It's like,
I did.
I could get it, not you.
It was that. It was exactly that, Jonjo. So basically, I went to Legoland in Manchester, and I was in the shop, and we're just like buying little minifigures, and there was this kid being an absolute douchebag, and he was sitting there kind of, just playing up and stuff like that, and going on about how he had 15 quid or something for his birthday, and he was going to buy this, and I couldn't buy that and stuff, and I went, check this out. And I just walked over, picked up the Lego Death Star. I went, you see this? And I just walked over and bought it. And the thing is, it stayed in its box because I had buyer's remorse instantly after buying it, because I was like, that's 300 quid for a piece of Lego.
Yeah.
And it stayed in its box for ages. And I was like, oh man, this is I'm gonna pay for this later. I sold it for 450 quid.
It is amazing how much Lego does go for.
Yeah, I sold it. Even my Millennium Falcon that I had, like I built it and everything, and I still sold it for slightly more than I bought it for.
There's the Lego, like the Star Wars helmets. Some of them go for a stupid amount of money, especially if you've got the original Stormtrooper one, which I haven't. They average 350, 400 quid now.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. So like Lego's definitely a good investment, as long as you keep, especially if you keep the boxes and stuff like that. You're definitely sort of.
All my boxes are gone, obviously because of storage side. But I started getting the helmets because a couple of years ago. I mean, because I'd not done Lego for ages, and just suddenly it was a nice little stress reliever. It was like, you get a few hours, and then I'm now I'm about to open my 10th of the Star Wars helmets.
Nice.
So it's a nice but slightly expensive hobby.
Well, they've just go on.
I was gonna say, just like said, man, you could probably sell them for, even if not what you bought them for, or slightly more. So it's like you can always justify it to yourself. If I need to, I can sell these stuff for more.
I've still got all the books for them, so if anything, I could just put them in another box, give them the booklet, and then go. There you go. You're fine. You're
exactly.
Yeah,
absolutely. They've just announced the Transformers Soundwave. Lego,
man,
fully transformable, original Soundwave Walkman cassette thing. So that's on my Christmas list.
I have a question for you. You've seen you can get Transformers with magic now.
Oh yeah, you can get Lord of the Rings magic. You get Warhammer magic now as well. They're really going into all the different sort of this game that's absolutely like crack and it's going to cost you a small fortune. We're going to expand it into all the other things that you like, so we can keep getting that.
Okay,
money
so
off
magic's owned by Wizards of the Coast.
Yep.
Who own D&D?
Yep.
Are we going to start seeing crossovers between D&D and other brands?
So it's kind of happened, because Transformers role-playing game is, well, I mean, technically that's Renegade, but it's Essence 20, and Essence 20 is basically 5th edition.
Yeah,
we had the guy who did the we talked to him.
Yes, that was Eddie Webb.
Yeah, Eddie Webb. Yeah, and
you've got that G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, so all the Hasbro basically stuff is there, which is great because it means that you can have.
Have you played the My Little Pony RPG?
No, but I want to play Tales of Equestria because I hear that is amazing.
Yes, that's it. Tales of Equestria.
But there is a My Little Pony one as well,
an
actual Renegade Games. I'm pretty sure have put out so you've now got 2 products. Tales of Equestria, which by all accounts and sounds like you've played it. And I've heard nothing but amazing tales of that.
I bought it for my girlfriend at the time, my girlfriend's daughter, and I was like, I was like, I'm kind of liking this.
Well, there's also one game we're looking forward to is Tunnels and Trolls, the new edition being released by Rebellion, and they kind of retaken what was awesome about it and really built on the backstory to create a game that is faithful to the original, but also
I missed what you said.
Tunnels and Trolls.
Oh, okay, cool.
By Rebellion, and they've taken like the initial ideas of it, remained faithful to the original game, but updated it for modern sensibilities, and kept the same kind of humor and irreverence.
Yeah. What was the name of the fellow we talked to about that?
Benji Corrales.
That was it. Yeah. Because they were saying they were talking to the guys who ran all the designs and stuff, and all the different sort of rule sets, and they were sort of like they had them in mind when they sort of kind of they've got what were they going to what are they going to do, Pete? They're going to archive all the
they've archived all the player generated content. They took it all and uploaded it and just archived it for public access, whilst in turn updating the system, and said, yeah, if you want to keep playing at the original edition, fine, you can keep doing that. We're not going to stop you, but we are developing a new version of the game that is faithful to the original, but also updated for modern sensibilities, understandings, and new ways of playing. And it was, yeah, good on you. That's exactly the way to do it. I mean, when taking a game that has a dedicated fan base, do not piss them off. It's always a good start.
Did you see that there's a new edition of Shadowrun coming?
How many editions of Shadowrun are there?
More than 4 and less than 906. I don't know. I want to say we're on like.
Because you've also got like the main Shadowrun editions, which is like, I think it's 6 or 7.
I mean,
and on top of that, you've also got Shadowrun Anarchy.
And this will be Shadowrun Takedown.
Okay, so what's Takedown then?
I haven't properly gone through it yet, but I seem to recall it's actually been created by the team that handled the French translation. So not Catalyst, I think.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
That's both good and bad.
Yeah, my concern is, and this is me being massively, massively generalist, and apologies to all of our friends in France, but every Kickstarter that I've seen that has been handled by a French role-playing company has always been about a year and a half to 2 years late. And I don't think that's anything other than coincidence, but it's
I think that's a symptom of Kickstarters in general. There's an optimism and it.
Yeah,
just
need project managers who can actually project things properly.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've all learned that Kickstarters can be, they can get affected by many different issues, barriers.
Yeah.
Because what was it? We're going on about 6 weeks ago now. We had a few guys on, and one of them was launching his. It was basically a collection of comics he'd already made, like self-published.
Yeah.
And the good thing, he was saying that the one difference compared to his other works was that everything is basically done. The book is pretty much ready to go. So he's hoping that once the Kickstarter finished a couple of weeks ago, fully funded. He's hoping that he can just get it all up and running. Once it out sort of by end of September, beginning of October, so then he can then launch the next issue of his new comic book from October onwards. And that's a good timeline if you can keep it. But then I had something that I'd done a Kickstarter for from 2019, and I think I had an update for it about 3-4 weeks ago. I was like, oh shit, yes, I did do put some money down for this.
I've
had a couple of things turn up lately, and I'm just like, I'm skint. I haven't ordered anything in a while. What's this?
Yeah. I'm the same. Things just rock up.
I must admit, I do tend to kind of step back from Kickstarters. Tariffs with shipping costs is like, it's just unless it's kind of being developed and manufactured and shipped in the UK, then it's just exorbitant costs. So I just thought I'd generally go to electronic only PDFs, and like because we've got like an Amazon tablet, chuck it on there, and just read through it as we, and then I can index it and find things as I need to, and don't have to kind of flick through a 300-page rule book. Going, right, where's that rule on the to hit bonus for a secondary squid?
And that's why I find that I prefer reading from physical books. So when I'm learning a system, I far prefer having the book.
Yeah.
But when I'm running a game, it's the last thing I want.
Yeah.
You want to be able to do a search on the PDF. And there are some books that completely break this. So I think the Degenesis books are a good example of that. Like the slip cases for Degenesis are something ridiculous, like 906 kilos. So basically, just reading one of these books, you're going to end up with RSI, and not in the fun way. They're good, but they're just so heavy. So you're not going to read them like sat up in bed or something, because you just don't want to risk falling asleep and having this taking your eye out, or knocking you out entirely. So, and at that point, you reach for the PDF. So, what's the point?
Yeah, I'm very much a case of like to the point where I bought all for our D&D campaign. I bought like all the books, and then I bought them all again, the digital copies, so I could, because I would do Roll20, and I was just like, I don't need these physical copies. I just wanted the physical copies because I'm a physical copy sort of guy. Like I've got to the point now where all the books that I buy now, I always buy the physical copy just so I've got that physical copy, but I buy the audiobook version as well so I can listen to it when I'm
Audible.
Yeah, this is Audible, yeah, because I'm all about the Audible.
I can appreciate getting a book and an audiobook because it's a different format, it's a different medium. It's and also you're paying for the skills of the narrator.
Hopefully. Not always.
Yeah.
Some narrators are questionable.
I do object. Not object. I do have a grumpiness when it comes to when I've bought a game book and then I have to pay extra to get the PDF or the electronic version. It's like, hang on, I've already paid for this. I just want electronic format.
Yeah.
And it's just one of the things that now a few times and a PDF has been made available. Like I think, but it's very much the exception. I think there has to be a way through either watermarking or barcodes or what have you. There, you can buy a copy of a book, have the evidence of it, and then we automatically have a PDF generated, watermarked, in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
So it's like it's uniquely yours.
It can be done because I think Goodman Games do it. They provide a code. You can use that probably in drive-through RPG.
Yeah, I think it was
like receipt and barcode would probably be a good idea.
The Essentials, the D&D Essentials box set,
I think
that had a code which you could then upload to D&D Beyond, and that was it. Right? Okay, he's all the.
The problem you got with PDFs, and I have been. Not that I would do these sort of things, but I've had PDF copies of game books that I've got. Once you get that PDF, there's no real way of stopping you sharing that with people.
Yeah. No, that's true.
And then, unless you password protect it, and you have to have it, then you could just give that password to somebody. So it's quite a hard thing to police, because once even if you got that code to go into drive-through RPG or whatever, you got that PDF, and that PDF gonna go, all right, here you go, and you just drop it
in. An interesting thing for you. Have you heard of Our Brilliant Ruin? It's a new role-playing game that came out early this year by Justin Achille, new studio, Studio Hermitage. And they basically released a complete role-playing game. No taster, no starter, the complete 300-page role-play game for free as a PDF. The hard copy, you pay for. But the actual role-playing game as a PDF, completely free. And I think that the only company I know of that have actually released a completed product as a PDF.
The Genesis did it, but they did it. I'm going to use this word with full knowledge of what it means, kind of posthumously. The game was on its kind of going towards what looked like its last legs.
Yeah.
And this was during COVID. They made the wonderful decision to make it pay what you want for the PDFs. And it feels like the outcome of that was the folding of the entire line, because everyone and their dog basically downloaded all of the books, and retail sales just dropped overnight. Whereas previously people were buying the physical books because I've never seen print quality quite as high, production quality quite as high as Six More Vodka did with the Genesis. And so I bought all of the books in a sale. They basically had everything for sale, apart from one book that I eventually tracked down on eBay. But I kind of feel like, and I feel the same way with music. I think certainly at least a couple of us here are of the generation to remember when LimeWire and Napster first.
Oh, goodness.
Napster bad.
When you could start downloading a song in the morning, come back after school. It's only halfway done.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna download a film. It's gonna take me all week on dial-up. 28.8 or 56K flex.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't think I've got my copy of Fast and the
Speaking
Furious
of the dial-up, have you guys seen the news about AOL?
No.
I didn't realize this, but AOL dial-up is still a thing until next month. It's getting shut down.
Wow.
End of an era.
34 years.
And I remember 14 kilobyte. I was I remember getting that. I remember downloading. Was it a Danny Minogue? Me and my brother were downloaded a Danny Minogue topless calendar, and it took forever, to the point where we were very young, and we're just we're downloading porn on the internet, and it was to the point where my dad walked. It does it line by line. My dad walked in, had a conversation with us, and walked out, and still didn't realize because it was taking forever.
Because you're waiting 14 hours to download someone's elbow.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I genuinely feel that, and maybe I'm being too optimistic of people, that if someone wants to get a free copy of something, they'll generally find a way. And yes, we make things easier by having free PDFs, or now Spotify, but back in the day, BitTorrent, and before that, peer-to-peer sharing. But I think by and large, most people who want to buy that book, who want to buy that album, are probably still going to buy it, even if they've got the free download. So I'm not convinced that always people ripping off Metallica, let's say, were necessarily going to buy the album anyway, because they probably would have already bought it, because we're all bloody nerds and fucking collectors.
That's a very good point, because I did actually buy the latest Metallica album.
What do you think?
I really enjoyed. Well, Joe, me and my friend, we actually saw they done a cinema release.
They
so
did.
It was like a music video for each song.
Yeah.
And I actually really enjoyed it.
72 seasons.
I thought it was actually really good.
We got tickets for their double header next year, because it was £180 for both evenings, and one of them is Pantera and Not Loose, and the other one is Avatar and it might be Pantera and Avatar and Knocked Loose and Gojira.
Oh, Gojira, okay.
So it was 6 bands for 180 quid.
I was tempted.
Yeah, that's a bargain, actually.
But the thing is that it's looking at costs at the end of the day for a lot of these things.
Yeah.
But then saying that, in a couple of weeks, me and my friend Chris, we're going to very random. We're going to see Will Smith.
Right. Okay.
Which is going to be a fun night.
That'll be amazing.
Reliving the 90s. Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure he shreds though.
Oh no, he definitely doesn't shred, but he does Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Men in Black. So that
can't argue with that. I mean, love those songs back in the day, back in the late 1900s, as the kids call it now.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God.
Anyway, I think we're about coming at the end of our session. Is there a quiz show for us? Jonjo?
There is a quiz show, and
what's it called? I think you need some intro music now, Jonjo.
I thought you was going to talk me out some intro.
Yeah, I was going to get you some intro music. What's it going to be called?
We're calling it the Geek Quiz.
The Geek Quiz. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, well.
I'll try not to sound as constipated when I say it the next time round.
I love the aviators. Very good.
Thank you. I would try and put on like a mock American game show hoster.
Please
Hello and welcome to. No, I won't do that.
No, it will shoot you.
Good luck. So anyway, every show as we finish, I have a selection of rounds from the land of geekdom with 3 questions to each one. It's nice and easy. You all pick a round each, and we see who knows the best on that chosen subject. So tonight, the rounds that you can pick from are Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek The Next Generation, or Sharp.
Oh yeah. All right.
Matt's
So
just
I could be fun and say that Matt will go last to see if either of you two
You
go
motherfuckers!
for
So I think Phil should go first.
If you motherfuckers chase Sharp, I will kill you dead. Kill you dead.
Phil, what would you like to? Would you like to Sharp?
Oh gosh. No, because even if it's Pat Sharp, I'm still going to be screwed.
Oh, do you know what? I'd love to write around on
Fun
Pat Sharp.
house,
That could be fun.
a lot of fun prizes to be
Actually, I
won.
could probably do all right on that. I mean, I'm such a generalist that I'm going to suck at any of these, so I will go for the next generation.
Oh, okay. Right, so Phil, let's go. Question number 1. In which century does the next
Pass.
generation take place?
Pass.
23rd?
I don't know, 23rd, yeah.
No, Pete got it 24th century.
I said
24th.
23rd.
Oh, I thought you said 24th. Oh,
Pete and I both.
oh,
got
I'm
equal
going
points
deaf
on
as
that.
well. Yeah, both wrong. Okay, question number 2. In which year did the show first air? A, 1985, B, 1987, or C, 1989?
I will go 89.
I'd say 87.
It's
Probably right.
87.
Oh,
Fucking hell, it's Generations 87?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my God,
40-year anniversary in 2
I
years'
always
time.
thought it was sort of like 90s and stuff. I had it in my
Yeah,
head.
it feels like
No,
90s, doesn't it?
Voyager and Deep Space Nine started in the 90s.
Yeah.
engage, Mr. Paris.
Question number 3. What is the ultimate goal of the Borg? I have got multiple choice if you'd like it. So, is it
Go on.
to blow up Earth, to destroy all life, or to achieve perfection?
Perfection.
It is perfection. So, Phil, 1 out of 3.
Yay.
I would have struggled, to be honest. Like, I honestly thought I was going to say 89 for the thing, because I was like, can't be that earlier on in the 80s and stuff.
Yeah, I only really knew that it was 87 after reading Patrick Stewart's autobiography.
All right, mad. Yeah.
And because he was talking a bit about some of the film and TV roles he got, and then he was talking about like his meetings like with Gene Roddenberry and a lot of the producers in the 80s, and talking about how they wanted him to wear a wig and all that stuff. I thought, no, you don't put a wig on Patrick Stewart. You don't hire him for that.
Yeah, my jam's always been things like Babylon 5 and
Oh,
Farscape.
yes.
Oh,
Yes, yeah. Babylon 5 is.
It just every time someone says Babylon 5, I just reminded of Spaced when he goes, Babylon 5's a big pile of shit. Get out.
Yeah.
Matt, you do know it's my Zoom channel, and I can block you from listening.
It's from a series, Pete. It's from a series.
Just
He wants to get fired, and the guy he's
I know it. Oh, Matt, I can just say
I've
I can block. I can like.
Pretty easy to blame other people when you.
I've not watched Babylon 5 for such a long time. I am tempted because I keep seeing on some websites, I keep seeing the box set come up, and I'm thinking I'd love to just pick that up and go through that again one time.
It's still amazing, but it's not
Yeah.
aged terribly well.
The graphic, the story is good, but yeah, the graphics have not aged well. I will add this though, that Straczynski is now living in the UK.
I didn't realize that.
And apparently there's constant rumours, developments, rumblings, as they say, that there's going to be
he could be becoming that showrunner.
That'd be great. And there's constant rumour of like a reboot of Babylon 5.
That would be good. That would be
Basically,
really good.
going back to like those original, as he put it, I've now got 30 years more experience in storytelling that I want to tell this new story, but in a different way.
And maybe not getting ruined by a certain
Studio interference.
channel deciding, we're going to pull it like 2 episodes before the end of season 4.
Yeah. And then say, yes, we would like another series, please. It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
Anyway,
shocking.
So, Peter, your
Hello.
choices: Doctor Who, Star Wars, or Sharp?
well, I don't want to hear Matt's incandescent radio to say sharp.
Pete, please do not do this to me. Please do not do Sharp.
How much is this worth?
Yeah, you not being an asshole. Let me have it. Let me have it. Do you?
So I'll say everyone on the podcast and then listening, so that's about 2 people. Will have heard
There's currently 5 live viewers, Pete.
Thank you, everyone, all listeners. You will have heard that Matt said he will give me anything. So
Don't do it to me, Pete.
So,
Don't do it to
right,
me.
so therefore, Matt, I will expect you to honour your request, and I'll choose instead Star Wars.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
I look forward to cashing in that debt.
And I look forward to seeing what happens
I'll
when
see
I
Pete
find
at the
out.
end of my bed. I'm here for your soul.
I thought you already sold it. Anyway,
I
okay.
don't
So,
take a second.
so here we go. Question number 1 on Star Wars. The planet Jakku first appears in which film of the sequel trilogy?
If you listen to lots of them, I'm going to say, was it in?
So, Force Awakens, Last Jedi,
yeah.
or The Rise of
was
Skywalker?
it Rise of Skywalker it first appeared?
Nope.
Oh.
No, Force
Force
Awakens.
Awakens. That's where she's.
Oh,
that's where
But
she's
that's
from.
where Rey is from.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Spice Planet.
Arrakis. That's the wrong.
No. No, where the Spice Smugglers are.
Oh yeah, that's Rise of Skywalker. That one.
Yeah, exactly.
The less
That's
we
what I'm
talk
thinking.
about the casino planet, the better.
Lest we talk about episode 9 altogether, really. Question number 2. Which character kills Count Dooku in Revenge of the Sith?
It is Anakin.
It is. Do it.
Do it.
Yeah. Which is still such a great death scene, really.
My problem is every time that character comes on the screen, I get always the soundtrack to Count Dracula in my head.
Dracula.
Excellent. Right. Question number 3. Master Soul in The Acolyte is played by which actor?
Dude from Squid Games, actor.
I will give you that. It is the dude from Squid Game actor, or Lee Jung-jae.
Thank you. Yes, I apologize. I knew the character. I just could not remember his name.
Yeah. And for a show that a lot of people didn't like, was probably one of the only things that everyone could agree was really good.
I didn't watch that one.
Oh no!
I liked it. I was they brought ambiguity to the Jedi in what's been missing. Whether they kind of presented as holier than thou. Instead, they kind of brought ambiguity to what the Force and the Sith are. They're opposing ideologies.
It did feel like they were like the traffic cops that maybe a bit dodgy. Shoot first, ask questions later kind of mentality.
And I will add also had Carrie-Anne Moss.
They did have Carrie-Anne Moss, yeah,
and proving that she remembers all her kick-ass moves from the Matrix films. Some really, really good choreography. I mean, I do Kung Fu quite regularly, and I'm watching going, I know that move. That looks familiar. So yes, the choreography for the Acolyte was incredibly well done and well worth a watch. Ignore the haters. There are haters out there that could, they did this, they did that, but
I remember seeing that trailer at Star Wars Celebration. That was over a year before the show had come out. And I just remember after that trailer, I thought, yeah, this is the show I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
Because it just looked incredible. And there was just so many Jedi, nice bit of mystery to it. And then, I can't say I loved
Jedi. It was Jedi, but without the emphasis on the lightsabers.
Yeah.
Which is what you need to tell good stories. It can't be it can't always be about lightsaber battles, because then it just gets boring.
And it was good that there was actual stakes to it as well. It wasn't just like, every character's come out unscathed. It was like, like halfway through, half the cast has just been killed off. Okay.
Spoilers.
It's been out for over a year.
But those don't watch it.
No, I'm not going to watch it now, and it's all your fault, Jonjo. That's right. I still haven't seen Titanic.
I don't know how to explain this.
I'm not even
Celine
kidding.
Dion appears. The boat rises.
Does she go on by any chance?
Yeah, well, Heart does. Yeah. So, right. So I don't.
Matt's going to go for Doctor Who, isn't he?
He is. Yeah.
Actually, I want to cash in my that offer.
Fuck you,
Matt is going to say he's going to choose Doctor Who over Sharp.
Yeah. Fuck you.
You said anything.
Yeah, but that's
No. You said anything.
I will strike you down, Pete.
But then he will come back stronger than before.
Not the way I strike him down. Don't do it to me. I've lived sharp for literally books and films since I was a teenager. I will not take this.
Right, okay, how about we do it like this? We do it like this because if Matt gets 3 out of 3, obviously he wins the game. But let's just put it this way: if Matt doesn't get 3 out of 3, his score comes to 0.
No,
I'll go with that one.
No pressure.
That sounds incredibly fair because he's just said that he's lived and breathed sharp
yeah.
above everything else.
I have as well, so yeah.
So here we go. Right, question number 1.
What is the inside leg measurement?
I bet you Matt knows that. Right, here we go. Question number 1. What was the final episode of the show?
The show?
Yeah, of
Waterloo.
the show. So.
Oh no, I was talking about including the ones where he's in
India.
So
I've got multiple choice for you.
Okay.
So you've got A, Sharp's Challenge, B, Sharp's Justice, or C, Sharp's Peril.
Or D, Sharp's Bin.
Yeah, because it's the two. This one he's in India, which isn't canonical with the books, because the last one in the books is Sharp's Devil, and it's in 1820, and he sees Napoleon. Oh god, I'm gonna say it's Sharp. It's Challenge or Peril? Is that the book?
Oh,
is it Challenge?
Is that your final answer?
I'm gonna go for Challenge. Yeah.
No. Sharp's Peril.
Got it.
Broadcast in 2008 and was the last episode.
Yeah. Challenge was the one before that.
Challenge was the one before.
Yeah.
And so well, you're playing for fun now. Anyway, question number 2. Patrick Harper is played by which actor?
Dara O'Malley, and I've got a signed picture of him saying "God Save Ireland" on my wall.
I remember you saying that before, so I had to throw that question in. Okay, here we go. Question number 3. What was the name of the first Sharp book released in 1981?
Sharp's Rifles.
That's not what I've got on here.
That's the first the first novel.
Yeah. I'm going to need to check this because I've got down Sharp's Eagle.
No, Sharp's Rifles is the first.
What, the first book?
No, just because that's where he gets. 1 minute. Right. So
I've got the first book down as Sharp's Eagle.
That might be. No, because Eagle. 1 minute, I'm gonna have to check the chronology because he basically, when he writes the books, he sort of moves back and forth chronologically.
Yeah, I'm going by release date, not the timeline. I mean, you've got 0 anyway because you got the first question wrong.
Yeah, that's right. No, I thought you were going to ask me about some of the characters.
I did. I gave you one about one of the characters.
Well, no, that's interesting though, because I always thought it was Sharp's Rifles. Sharp's Rifle.
Sharp's Tiger.
No, that is the first. That's the first chronological.
That's chronological.
That's chronological, but it came out after. So after Sharp's Devil, which was the 1821, he went back and he sort of, or did he? Yeah, so he went back and he did sort of when he was a sergeant and how he learned to read.
I don't know if you can read that. I've just got it up on there. So it does say, the first one was Sharp's Eagle.
Oh, yeah. All right. There you go. I always thought it was Sharp's Rifles. Yeah. So, okay. There you go. That's horrendous, Matt. I feel so bad now.
Sharp's Rifles is actually, a fair few afterwards.
Where is it chrono? Maybe I'm thinking it was. Maybe I was thinking no, because it
can't chronological. Be Sharp's Rifles is number 6.
It can't be Sharp's Rifles.
I got Sharp's Eagle. Yeah, Sharp's Eagle. Sharp's
Rifle published in 1987.
Okay.
Yeah, 1981 by HarperCollins.
Horrendous. There you go. Me bigging it up, and then I can't even get the first book of the series. I don't know. I had it in my head. It was Sharp's Rifles, but I guess I'm just thinking about the TV series, not over the books.
In the words of Willy Wonka, you lose.
You lose.
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. He's just released it. He's got a new one coming out at the minute. Not Sharp. Is it Sharp's Assassin, or is that the one I've got already? We've got a new one. I think it's going to be.
I'm surprised that they've not tried to bring back Sharp on TV.
They're thinking about. There's a lot of talk. Like I'm in like in a Sharp's Rifles.
I'm surprised there hasn't been a D&D 5e version of Sharp.
There is a game, a tabletop game that you can play as the 95th Rifle. You can play as Sharp and as the chosen men and 95th Rifles and stuff. It's called Sharp Practice, which is.
Do you ever think? How'd you get the idea for all these titles?
Anyway,
oh man.
Yeah, Sharp's Rifles 6th book in the series. So shit, there you go.
I can't, Joe. I think I've only ever really watched a couple of the Sharp episodes, and even then, that was probably only about 5 or 6 years ago. And I just kept waiting for him to say "bastard."
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I love it. I read because you can get them. You can watch them all for free on YouTube. And I went through.
That was where I watched them. Yeah,
yeah, and they're like the.
But
the
do you want to know why I stopped watching them?
Why?
Because I also found out that the Highlander TV series was on YouTube, and
I
watched through every episode of that.
But the thing is, you've got loads of actors because it's got loads of sort of like Brian Cox is in it. It had what's his name played 007. The newest
Sean Bean.
No, 007.
Daniel
Craig's in it as well. Liz Hurley's in it.
Anyway, I think we've gone out of tangent here, so let's kind of wrap it up because it's 10:30. It's quite late, and I'm tired.
Pete doesn't want to talk.
That's after 5 minutes of talking about Sharp. He's like,
no, I don't want to talk more about Sharp. I'm gutted. I'm actually gutted I didn't get that question right now.
We're not. It's fine. We'll let you off. I mean, you'll never live it down.
I probably will not live it down. No. Okay. Well, Bill, bit more about the Orbtober, the Dark Orb as well. Before you leave.
Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. So you can find the Dark Orb on YouTube, youtube.com/@thedarkorb. And not quite sure what the next thing is we've got coming up, but we are planning some actual play stuff as we speak. So hopefully that will appear quite soon. We have a Discord. Every video that we've got on YouTube also has a link to our Discord. That's not behind a paywall or anything. So by all means, come and hang out. Orbtoberfest, October the 4th. There's going to be 30 to 35 people in a pub playing all sorts of different games, and admission's £15. You can find out about that at www.orbtoberfest.com. And tickets will probably go on sale in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We're just waiting for a couple more GM submissions. We're aiming for ideally 12 games, 6 in the morning, 6 in the afternoon. We've got 10 confirmed. We might just stick it at 10, but if we can get a couple more, we will. Orbtoberfest.com. Come along, play games, have beer, be awesome, merry.
Excellent.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Okay. So just before we're gonna go, Geek Pride we're having a like a games day on the 13th of September in Manchester. Club 200. It's free. It's just going to come down, play some computer games, play some board games. We'll have some bits and pieces. Check out the website and stuff for our thing. I will hopefully talk about this slightly closer to the time, but that's the thing that we've got going on, ladies and gents. If you're in Manchester, please let us know. You can by all means come down with the family. It's a family fun day. But yes, for tonight, I've been Gary. With me has been Peter A. Elson.
Good night, everyone.
Jonjo Cosgrove.
Goodbye, everybody.
And our special guest, Phil Geraghty.